Welcome you all in the series of special work related to the construction. In today's lecture, we are just going to continue one of the content that is represented as the control of groundwater excavation. Okay. Now, in the previous lecture, we are discussing like when you are going to excavate at any site, at that time, sometime you have feel like the site have some water issue. Like during the excavation work, the water coming out from your excavation site. So what we need to do, we just control that groundwater, and that technique is represented as the control of groundwater excavation. Sometimes you also refer as dewatering technique. Now, the water is a one type of dangerous condition at any construction, and that can be utilized in the different manner also, like it is also affect before the construction, during the construction, and after the construction. So to handling this type of situation, that means to handling the groundwater condition, it is mandatory part of any of the engineer. So in this lecture, we're just discussing like what are the different techniques that can be used to minimize the effect of water. Clear? So up to this lecture, we complete some of the content like trenches, shoring, underpinning, and scaffolding. And for today's lecture and for upcoming lecture, we concentrate on control of groundwater excavation condition. Then start with its outline. So what are the different outline? Like first, we discussing about what are the different condition and what are the different method that can be available before the dewatering system. Clear? Now, then after, we discussing about different dewatering method. We have so many method available with our hand, and a part of that, anyone can be utilized during my excavation work or based on site condition. So the method will be represented like open dewatering system, then after sump and ditch, then single well point system, multi well point system, then bore well system, and continue with that. The another one is vacuum system, electro osmosis process system, freezing method, and after that the another topic continue with the grouting system. So sometime it is also possible that if I choose any of the method, but after that the dewatering system is not fulfilled, either or my water is not removed totally from my side. So during that, the another alternative is represented as the grouting condition or grouting system. So what are the different grouting method that can also be condition apply during the failure of any of the dewatering system? And then after, different types of grouting, and what are the equipment that can be used for my grouting process. Okay, so this is the entire outline of our grouting system or our dewatering system, and that will be called as a dewatering system as well as control of groundwater system. Now, so the first condition is look like, sir, what is the actual meaning of dewatering system? And the second question is, but why we need the dewatering system? Okay, so this is the main two question that can be solving with the different lecture. Now, then first we go with the question number 1. That means what is the meaning of the dewatering system? Like the dewatering system is a one type of separation of water from the soil, as simple as that. Or perhaps you can also call as the taking the water out at a particular construction problem completely. Like for example, you are thinking that here it is your excavation area, and because of any reason, when you have continue your excavation work, at that time you can feel like there is a water. So the process of removing that water from the soil or taking out water from your construction area, then this one is represented as the dewatering system. and that dewatering system is called as a groundwater condition control. Okay, now next one. In other way, we can also call as the removal of the water from the solid material or soil by the weight classification or by the centrifugal filtration or any of the semi-liquid separation process. This all thing also contained as term of dewatering system. Okay, now the removal of water from the aquifer, riverbed, excavation, caisson, or might be pumping. So considering these 2 points, if you are select any of this method, then it is indirectly called as the dewatering system. And after applying successfully dewatering system at any of the site, you can call as the I have control on my groundwater. Clear? So the next one is, do you have a groundwater problem? If yes, then you have to select one of the method among previously explained. Okay, so the second question, now we discuss like why we need the dewatering system at my construction site. Okay, so for the construction, for the excavation, or for the permanent structure that are below the water table are not waterproof. But some case, if they are waterproof but not designed to resist the hydraulic pressure, like for example, there is a structure. Here it is a ground, so it is represented as a substructure. Like for example, we have water table. Like again, I want to add one thing. The water table is represented as the water that lied below the ground level, and they refill because of rainwater or because of river bed and because of sea bed. Clear? So it is represented as the water table. So the condition is like, if the water table is strike continuously to my foundation, so because of that reason I require dewatering system. Okay, second condition, if my structure is not waterproof and they lied under the groundwater table, so the foundation is also continues in contact with the ground table, at that time I also require the dewatering system. Next, for providing the working passage for the construction work, like for example, if we consider that you need to construct a highway or underground tunnel or any bridge nearer to the river or nearer to the sea bed. So what happening during the excavation work, the water coming out from the different sources, and during that sources I need to prevent that water that came to my excavation site. So because of that reason I need to provide the working space, and for the providing working space I need to stop that water. Clear? Now one thing that can be most important for this lecture or for upcoming lecture, a number of methods are available for controlling the inflow of water into the excavation, but the choice of the method will be depend on. Okay, now see students, already I discussing in the first lecture or any of the lecture that can be in the starting manner, whenever you are selecting any site or during the selection of site, all the technique, all the method, all the types totally depending on your site condition. We are just going with the theoretical presentation, but the actual practice work and actual theory work may be different. Okay, so because of that reason I also mentioned here in single sentence, then we have so many methods available for the dewatering system, but it only depending on the different condition, and that condition are the nature and the permeability of the ground, your ground permeability capacity and your nature of your ground. So depending on that we select any of the method. Second, the extent of the area to be dewatered, like for example, if you have the excavation area like 5 meter, or same if you have excavation area for example 2000-3000 meter, so for this, if I choose method number 1, for example, then it not may be necessary that that same method will be used for this excavation work only. Clear? So it is represented as the extent of your area is to be dewatered. That means in how much area you need to dewater. Depending on the size, we can also select any of the method. Next one, the depth of the water table below the ground level and the amount by which it has to be lowered. Like, for example, consider this is one of the cross section of your excavation site. During the starting stage of excavation, you feel that up to this level you feel water table are available, like maximum up to 1 meter. That means when you starting the excavation and after going up to 1 meter, you feel there is a water. So the third point is represented like how much depth you need to lower down your water table. Like, for example, my construction need the foundation up to 12 meter. Okay, I need to excavate up to 12 meter, but during 1 meter I fill the groundwater table. So what does it mean? It means that minimum I need to lower down that at 12 meter. So when I use dewatering system, at that time the water table must be lower down up to 13 meter. Clear? So this method is represented point number 3. So how it is indicate? In how much depth you need to lower down your water table below the ground. That also depending on the selection process. So in this figure, it is a common scenario and common output of any of the method. If you choose any method among the various method, the same mechanism, same process, same installation process, all the things remain same. Clear? So why I need to introduce this figure right now? Because whenever we are going to study any of the method, the scenario, the technique, the mechanism, all the things remain same. That's it for today's lecture. I hope you guys very well understand about the method, about the definition, and why we need the dewatering system at my construction site or at your construction site. Thank you for watching this video.